Yeah, that never happens though.
Good to go.
Yep.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everybody for coming. It's almost standing room only in here. Approval of minutes. Previous regular meeting as written. Oh, you weren't here.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Rick made a motion and Brett seconded, all in favor? All opposed, passed unanimously. Okay, approval of claims and payroll as presented. The claims are $176,587.15. Anything unusual, Gina?
Not that I remember off the top of my head, no.
Good. And the payroll is $52,395.92. Do I have a motion?
I motion to approve it.
Approve all of it?
Yes, sir.
I'll second it.
Okay, Becky made the motion, Brad seconded, all in favor? Was unanimous. Don't blame me.
We've been put through a lot today.
Yeah. Make life easier.
All right, with everybody, we'll skip to new business and the building permits. Building permit for Daniel and Nick Butt, 1107 Franklin Avenue. Building to now include toilet and sink / concrete floor. I think everything's okay. Anybody got any questions? Anybody want to make a motion?
Are you all right with it, Tim?
Just amending the bathroom to it, as long as it. I guess the thing of it was is that it's supposed to be a storage building. It's storage with a bathroom in it. I'm okay with that.
What are you thinking it is?
So if it's better to say it, right?
That's what they're saying.
Really,
it is.
it's doesn't matter what it is. He's presenting it to us as this, and it's zoned local business or general business, one of the two.
You guys approved the rezone for general?
Yeah, so it's okay in that area, according to Kate.
I make that motion.
Rick made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Fred seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Okay, 3-1. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, you have to go and pick up your copies tomorrow. That's right. All right, thanks.
Building permit for Kent and Sally Bundistel. Uh. What are they doing with it?
They're putting they're actually building a pole barn behind their house. It's gonna be more like a garage. Originally, they wanted to put a carport. And then they wanted to enclose the carport, so the contractor told them to just build a pole barn type garage. So that's what they've done, and they have changed their permit and they don't have a COA yet. So I guess if we could approve it on the condition that they receive the COA.
Are you okay with everything?
Yes, as long as they get their COA, yes, I'm fine with it. So
Okay,
I don't know that that's on the agenda for tomorrow night's meeting.
I asked Mitchell today to at least discuss it because I had sent him the previous COA that they had approved. And so he said they might not make a decision on it. And I said also, I think Mr. and Mrs. Von Distel are gonna be in attendance to discuss.
Yeah, they probably should be.
Yeah.
Cause it started out just covering the sides of a carport, so the HPC may have something to say about it.
Well, he said that they're gonna wanna know material, color scheme.
Colors,
Seam,
materials.
I think you said seam.
Well,
I said,
you
well,
can see it from the alley. That's the problem. You're not just seeing it from Main Street, you're seeing it from the alley, and that's part of the deal. Is you're able to see that.
so I informed Mrs. Von Distel that they should be in attendance to answer their questions. So I don't know that they'll actually approve it tomorrow.
Maybe.
Right. But at least they can get questions answered.
it's at 330 Main Street also. Anybody got any questions? If I want to make a motion.
I'll make the motion. Is on the consistency that they get the COA.
Okay,
I'll second it.
and Fred seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Unanimous. Okay, let's go back up to unfinished business. Second reading of the 2026 budget ordinance, 2025-18. Anybody got any questions about this? The adopted budget will be a total of $5,099,875, and the adopted tax rate will be $1.2422.
The home ruled funds on the second page are additional adoption, but those don't include the levy. So that's $599,650. Do you see it on the top there?
Okay,
They're separated from,
You say 591 or
99.
99?
99.
those are just funds that aren't reviewed, where it says not reviewed by DLGF.
Okay. Anybody got questions? Want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to pass ordinance 2025-18.
Becky made the motion. Is there a second?
A second time.
Rick seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Unanimous. See this sticky thing that I'm supposed to sign, but I don't know where to sign.
Sign J and type.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, on there. I would just look, huh?
No, they're all set up different, aren't they?
Well,
That would be nice then.
does Wes know you're nice?
No.
Okay, next is the county wholesale contract amendment. Are we sure we have the right one this time?
I told John, Tim's not allowed to read this agreement anymore. No, this was something, we had clarified in 6.04 that the county would own the meter, and we had just missed it in 6.03, so this was just some cleanup. It's my understanding the county's already approved it on their end, so.
Yeah. Any questions?
What we discussed about the pipe going from the golf course over to the other two, is that gonna be in the contract too?
That's not part of the contract. That's the easements.
Okay,
So it's two separate.
okay,
things.
all right.
I want to make a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Becky made a motion to approve the amendment to the agreement.
I'll second it.
Fred seconded. All in favor? All opposed? 4-0. Maybe this will be the last time I see it. Okay. Mapping solutions quote. Becky, you want to take that one?
I don't really know that much about it. Jim was-
So you were able to all view the sample map that they had sent attached? So I had, gotten a couple additional quotes. I think originally we had a 36x36 quote. And then I received a 36x48 and a 42x42. The 42x42 that Rebecca and I spoke about, for two standard sized maps, would be $474.75. And it says plus tax, but we're tax exempt, so. There wouldn't be tax.
Yeah.
on that.
We
And
had
that, those to be
maybe put it on
laminated.
that wall, put one of them on that wall, so the 42x42, I think would look good on there.
Good.
What do you guys think, Fred?
2x42.
Yeah.
What kind of frame is on?
Is
Is it?
Well,
It's not, it's not frame.
It's not framed.
No,
I thought
it's
about
not.
getting a black frame, match everything else. Is that okay with you
Yeah.
guys?
You know how I am with colors.
Okay, we'll go with black.
Back in black. So anybody questions? Motion?
I make the motion to pass.
Becky made
For the
pass.
42.
42 by
For the
42.
42x42.
And we're
I'll
getting
second
two
it.
of those, right?
Fred second.
Two.
Well,
Yep.
Yeah.
two coming new word.
Two, okay.
And
Okay.
you wanted one of them, didn't you, Terry? All right.
Let me know where you get yours framed at, if you frame it. Maybe we can take them both down. We can take them both down. Can you take them down?
Did we vote on that?
I guess I can.
Okay.
What?
I'll do it. I do everything else.
Who seconded that? Did you second that?
I
Oh, second,
Okay.
okay.
Uh. The Second Amendment to Sportsplex agreement. Andrew?
So it's my understanding this was tabled last meeting,
Yes.
so this would be extending from 300 days to 345 days, and is the work maybe done at this point?
It's extremely close. We're
Extremely
within
close.
a few days of a walkthrough and there's not that much that needs to be done,
Yeah.
but as sure as you,
And the substantial
Tighten that up.
completion date, I think, would be up to that walkthrough, and then that's just punch list items after that,
Right.
after the substantial. And I know there were questions about any penalties for any further delays. That's already in the agreement in 3.2. It's a $500 per day liquidated damages, agreed liquidated damages. That council's been very gracious up to this point, but if, I mean, you're very well within your right to say we're not extending it again, and that 3.2 is still in place, so.
yeah, they're within days of doing a walkthrough. And my best understanding is there's not that much, touch up, just, it's really limited what needs to be taken care of.
It looks really nice.
It
And it
does.
does, it looks good.
It does.
Don't it, Tom?
Great. Better than that old box. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments?
If it's that close and there's already penalties written, we could probably just table it, and if we're not gonna need it.
Well, if you go ahead and sign it out to 45 days, that covers us from having to come back and do anything else.
That's true.
I mean, it's already there. I personally think we're talking the next 2 weeks. But as sure as you think of next 2 weeks, the weather will come in, something happen, you won't be able to do it.
More of a safety net than
That's pretty much what it
needed
is.
at this point.
That's pretty much what it is.
This would get us to November 12th, I think,
Yeah.
when I.
Because these guys are wanting to play on
Thinking about Halloween.
it.
That's
You
a
you gonna dress up when you're playing?
Halloween bus.
Is there any way you could let us know when you guys have a tournament? So that we
Oh,
know in
absolutely.
advance?
Yeah,
I would really appreciate it. And
yeah.
I think this will
And-
have to be addressed like other groups.
Would you like to say something about, like putting lights up or signs up or anything else down there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just stress, make sure everybody understands that this is the town's property. And, if somebody's gonna go down there and play a pickup game of pickleball, it can be used just like any other park can, but I think if it's a situation where there's an organized tournament, you're gonna wanna have some type of written document in place and waivers signed and things like that, to protect the town. But it is, I mean, it's the town's property, and nothing can be done there without the town's permission, if it's some, like I said, event like type.
So when Rocky and I were talking today, do you think we should handle it the same way as youth football and youth softball
Mhm.
leagues?
Mhm.
There has to be like a schedule and a,
Yeah,
okay.
and that should include practices, because don't you have organized practices and stuff too?
Organized practices.
Mhm.
What we have is, we have a regular play, everyone's invited to join, no fee, Monday through Friday. Now, it starts at like 8 o'clock in the morning, goes to about 11. So that's what the club does. And it's a public court, so anyone else can use it. We'd be happy to help organize or schedule other people if they want to schedule a party or a tournament. We'd be happy to take care of that. But we being a pickleball club, Brookville pickleball club, we help do that now. And we provide labor and cleanup and maintenance. So there's gonna be a lot of things we're gonna have to decide together going forward.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think there's just, now that we're about ready to go, like, there needs to be a sit down and say, okay, let's make sure we understand. Everybody's on the same page.
Did you happen to see the rules and stuff?
I did. I mean, again, it's just something, you can't put something out up there without the council approving it, because it's the council, it's the town's property. I think rules are a good idea, but I think any rules that are gonna be put up need to come to council to be approved. I mean, it's your property.
So at the end, and this is approved and signed off on, then we'll just have to schedule a meeting with the group and see how to proceed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, like, I think maybe one or two council people and
Okay.
Rocky for sure.
Yeah.
So the signs that were put up, we're taking down, was that worded okay? Because, you know, Rick was involved, we were all involved in.
I think like, where it said no animals, you can't say that because you're gonna have people that may have a service animal. So it's something, I think we're all gonna have to sit down and figure out exactly how we wanna word everything. You know, like you guys and the council, we need to sit down together and make sure that we're on the same page.
Well, we have talked to you about it, and I think John was involved in some of the discussions of the wording before we did it. And you were there when we brought the signs to put them up.
The one thing I had problems with, we didn't talk about this at any of those meetings, was you said that your club has priority. And that's something we've got to talk about, because this is for all the people, the residents of Brookville.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well,
I just think we need to sit down together now that we have a sign, what is in front of us, and talk about it. That's what I think. And then the signs can go back up if everybody
that's fine.
comes to agree.
Talked about before we spent the money on the signs, and we thought you were involved in that.
It may be all right, but we're gonna have to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
And as far as the second priority, I think that's something I don't think we want to be able to control everything. I think what we're getting at there, might be able to word it differently, is that we are willing to help schedule the courts. So if the town wants to do that, fine, but we are willing to, the club is willing to take the responsibility for anyone who wants to schedule for private events. I think I can.
Now, you all had talked about putting a board up to, I guess, put the events on it. Is that still?
Yeah,
So generally how we do the other leagues currently, we have any requests that come in, outside requests. I first put them in contact with that league director. They approve the date, and then council gives the final approval for use.
oh.
So that could maybe the same system.
Yeah, the system is fine.
Yeah.
So that's a good point about, you know, I said, I don't know how I think I was worded in there, something about this, if pickleball club had priority. I don't know, like, when I might want to tweak that, so. But we're not interested in controlling the courts, we're just interested in helping out.
And I think we talked to Rocky about keys, didn't we?
mhm.
How we wanna handle maybe. Cause we don't want a bunch of keys out there with different people with keys.
Like the restrooms.
Yes.
Yes, the restrooms and stuff, yeah, yeah.
They're open.
Yep.
Right,
We
exactly.
could have that in the meeting we had.
Yeah.
Now, I've gotten lost. Did we have a motion? Okay.
We did, I missed it.
I make the motion that
Okay,
we
to
accept
approve.
the
I second.
amendment.
I second.
Rick made the motion, Becky seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous.
Hey, Gina, do
Yeah.
they have the agreement that we have?
No, when you guys get everything completed, we can meet with them and
Okay,
discuss,
all right.
because I think Rocky has some changes that he wants.
Yeah, I think he said there's a couple things.
Mhm.
Next is the Christmas lights contract. This is with the fire department, to put the Christmas decorations up along Main Street. It is for $1,000. Anybody have any questions, comments?
This for the fire department?
Police,
Fire department,
yeah,
you know, it was how much?
Okay.
1,000.
I motion that we pass. It's for the Christmas light.
I was gonna say, I think the town has always paid or donated to them
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that service, so
Since
I
nineteen
motion that we-
seventy-five.
since 75, I knew it'd been a minute. So
Becky made the motion.
I'll second it.
Fred seconded, all in favor, all opposed. Unanimous. This is one we all sign. Are you getting your steps in?
I'm trying.
See you, Tom. Have a good evening. You're up next, Patty.
I was gonna ask Andy if you guys could approve the agreement before Patty talks the Okra grant agreement. Did you have a chance to review that?
Yeah,
Okay,
you had emailed me about advertising for the grant administration.
right, but the grant agreement was sent to council president for approval.
Mm-hmm.
20 pages.
Yeah,
Is that good to go?
yeah, this program is a great program.
It is a great program.
Is.
It's my favorite. Always.
But yeah, I didn't have any
different
issues.
grants, but this one's great.
Okay. So we just need a motion to give John authority to complete the DocuSign.
Why don't you go ahead and talk about it so everybody knows what we're talking.
So that was good timing. And I apologize that I didn't get here sooner after the grant was awarded, but it's worked out really well because there's a process that you have to go through before you ever get to the grant agreement side of this. But so as you guys know, the town was awarded $350,000 for an owner occupied rehab grant to benefit citizens that live within the town limits of Brookville. And that it will assist low to moderate income families. We're hoping to assist 24 families total. When we submitted the grant application, I believe we had 20 applicants. So we still have some slots available for people if they are interested. So the one thing that I did want to talk about is what our next steps are with this grant. So we went through what they call the FEPS process with the
The what?
state. FEPS, it's another abbreviation. It's the Financing, Engineer, Permits, and Site Control, which really not very much of that applies to this grant because of how it works. So Jody in our office has been working behind the scenes on that, and she got everything that they needed. And that has now been approved. And so now they've released the grant agreement for your execution. But from here, so now once we get a fully executed grant agreement, I know Jody's been working with Gina. You have to procure for our services for the grant because we're being paid from the grant. You have to procure for your grant administrator. It's a little backwards, but hopefully you guys choose us. Anybody else competes against us? I'll just put that out there. But then the other thing that we have to do is we have to procure for the home inspector for the project and the radon inspector. Lots of times those are one and the same, but we will procure for those services. Those we actually only have to get 3 quotes because the contract is under, I believe, 25,000. And as long as it's under that, it's considered a small purchase. So, and Jody is going to be working with Gina on all of that stuff. I'm going to just go down my list of the things that I have here. So the other thing that I've done is I mailed out letters to everyone that we received applications for and anyone that had expressed interest in the program. Ones that have filled out an application, I've told them, you know, this is our next steps. This is what I need from you because we need to verify everything they told us in their application. We have to verify that they income qualify, that they own their property, that they have home insurance, and all those wonderful things that were a caveat to being able to qualify for the program. And we have started getting everybody's stuff in. Once we have all of that information and we know who the home inspector and the radon inspector are, we will give them a list of the homeowners' names to go and do those inspections. We also tell or communicate with the homeowner, this person is going to be contacting you to perform the inspection. Now, the inspection will not be a whole house inspection. It would just be an inspection on what we're allowed to do and spend money on, which is roof, HVAC, water heater, electrical and lighting repairs or upgrades, ADA accessibility to the threshold of the home, which is like a ramp, grab bars, things like that. And then radon, if radon is required or deemed necessary from the inspection. So once the inspector has done everything they need to do, a scope of work is generated. That scope of work, along with photos of the exterior of the house, will all be submitted to the State Historic Preservation Office. And they will have to approve anything that we are proposing to do. And because you guys are the town of Brookville and you have a lot of historic homes here, you know, we're not going to encourage to change from like materials on anything that we propose to do. Main thing would be its roofs. If it's an asphalt shingle roof, it's going to probably remain an asphalt shingle roof. If it's a metal roof, it's going to remain a metal roof. Because the house is considered historic at all, then we don't want to do anything that messes with that status or whatever. So, and then they wouldn't approve it, and then we'd have to go through a whole bunch of other paperwork. So anyway, so once we get or I should say, while we're working on getting this state historic review, that's a 30 to 45-day process. Then we're going to be working on getting our bidders list of contractors together. So one thing that I will ask the board and anyone that knows any good local contractors, have them contact me at our office, and I will tell them what they need to do or give me to be on that list. It's not hard or difficult, but we have, you know, insurance, things like that. We want to make sure that they're competent. So we'll work on that, and then we will let out for bid any of the houses that are ready to be let out for bid. We will not be able to sign a construction contract until we get that SHPO letter back from the state, okay? All of the bids will be opened at your council meetings, and I'll be attending those meetings when those occur. Let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else. Once we have the bid opening, you guys will award those contracts, and you will be signing those construction contracts along with the construction contractor and the homeowner. That's a little bit different than what we used to do. It used to be just between the contractor and the homeowner, and now the state's requiring all three signatures on it. But it seems like this should go pretty quickly, but it's not. Yeah, and I feel in all reality, you know, if we have an emergency situation where someone doesn't have heat and we really need to get a furnace in there, it's hard to even do an emergency situation because you've got to have the certain things in place before you can do that stuff. But we would, and I just totally lost my brain. Oh yeah. So I'm thinking that construction in reality would start, you know, for probably our first round of homes, I'm going to say late winter, early spring. So
That's
probably
actually better than I've.
February, somewhere in there. Really, I don't like to bid out much in the winter, especially like with roofs and stuff like that, because roofs are hard to do in the winter time. Most contractors don't do them,
Yeah.
especially shingle roofs. So, but furnaces and things like that, we would definitely put a focus on getting those let out for bid as soon as possible. But there's a lot of steps to go through to get through everything. But I wanted to come and just kind of talk to you guys and let you know how this is going to go, and look forward to working with you. I'm glad we got it funded. So, and if you have any questions or concerns, if anyone calls you with a problem, please reach out to us in our office and we'll be glad to help you. So
You say there's 24 homes that people are gonna be helped at?
we have proposed to assist 24 homes.
And
Yeah.
how much per home?
It averages around 15,000 a house. Yeah. And from the grant, we have to pay for the home inspector, the radon inspector. We'll pay our services out of there, but it will average around 15,000. We can spend up to 25,000. Normally we don't get close to that, but the costs for the things that we're doing, especially HVAC, has gone up a lot. So, and we could be creeping in closer to that number. We'll have some people that may come in lower, other people come in higher, and we'll, try to balance everything out. But any other
I
questions
just
or
will
anything?
say that Patty's put in a lot of work
He
on
has.
this and I really appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, you guys have been great to work with. Yeah. And really looking forward to working with Gina because she and I will be doing a lot together. So I wish everybody was like you.
That's the first time I've ever heard
I'm
that.
serious. She's responsive.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Now, is this just the houses in the valley?
No,
Or
No,
does
this
this,
is the whole town.
the commercial properties on Main Street?
No, commercial properties do not qualify for this program. It's only residential.
Okay.
Only residential, and it can't be rental properties. It has to be your primary residence. Yes, yeah. And, we don't encourage people that have a primary residence and rental properties to apply because, this is really supposed to be for the people who really need it. If you've got rental properties, you've probably got other income that can help pay for it, but I could be wrong. So anyway. Any other questions or?
I need permission to sign the
Grant agreement?
yes, grant agreement.
I motion that you sign the grant agreement.
Okay, Becky made both.
I'll second it.
Fred seconded, all in favor. And also need permission for Gina to advertise.
For the grant administrating.
Yeah,
I motion that Gina advertise for the grant
administrator.
administration.
Second it.
Fred seconded, all in favor. All opposed, unanimous.
Great. Thanks, guys.
All right.
If you need anything or have any questions, let me know.
Sounds
All
good,
right.
thank you.
All right, golf course seating quote. Becky.
We got, John told me not to have so fun.
Yeah, I think we talked it all over,
With Rocky. So,
Yeah. if you don't mind.
I'm gonna-
Okay, so tell us,
Well, just what Rocky said to us today, that it was cheaper to keep it in-house rather than hire it out of house. So that's essentially, if it's okay with you too, because we talked about, is it okay with you, Fred, to keep it in-house rather than out of house or hire someone from out?
No, we already have hourly employees.
Mhm.
And from what I understand, those same employees have done it for years. I don't see any need to bring somebody else in to do the job that they're perfectly capable of doing for a lesser amount.
we may have to rent a piece of equipment, can't remember all the terminology. But Rocky said he could get it at the most $200 a day, and it should take about 5 days, so.
I think that was the slice cedar he said.
Slice cedar.
But he's gonna go ahead and check with a couple of people to see whether we can
Yeah.
borrow one too. See if we can do, because free's always better.
Yeah, exactly.
Any discussion?
No. And I talked with Charlie today and I told him too that we wanted him to do everything that was on Jill's list, and he
Yeah.
said that's fine. Yep, and I asked him to email all this and let us know the day that he starts and then let us all know when he finishes. So, yeah.
Do I have a motion?
I motion to keep it in-house.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right. Becky made the motion, keep it in house. Fred seconded. Any discussion?
You good, Rick?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, 4-0. Jay's estimate for building repair.
He found some damage out here in front of the building and you guys, we all got pictures of that. And, upon you guys inspecting it, and did you inspect it, Tim? Out here, and Rocky inspected it, and I guess they all said that it does need to be repaired. He started off with an estimate of 3,900, I got him down to 3,000. I wish I could do better, but but I wasn't able to, but I still thought it was a pretty good deal that way. So yeah, and he said, fine, he's gonna get all the paperwork to you. I said, you need to get all the paperwork to Gina. I texted him today. So yeah, that's what it is.
When I go buy my next car, I will take you with
I
me.
was
Sounds
just thinking
good.
the same
Great.
thing.
Okay.
Any questions about this? Any comment? Anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion that we approve it.
Fred made a motion to approve this quote.
I second.
Becky seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous. Police new hire.
Packet that you guys have there, I'm asking for immediate hire for Dana Cox. She is a road deputy for Sheriff's Department here in Indiana. She's been on the road for a little over 2 years. She's an Indiana law enforcement graduate. She's been a jail officer. She's worked for detention for deputy in Decatur County Jail. So I'm asking for permission to go ahead and hire her and offer her that position.
Will she need any, schooling or whatever it is that you're sending?
No, she's already graduated. She'll just, when we hire her, it's more like she's just coming in here, going through our FTO program, and then she's capable of performing her duties, which would be great.
Good. Okay,
Any other question?
you comfortable? You know, obviously you're comfortable with her.
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
Sounds good.
Picked her, so she had to be obviously the best
That's what.
candidate, so
I motion that
Yeah,
we,
go ahead.
I motion that we allow you to hire us.
I'll second that.
Becky made a motion, Fred seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous.
Thank you.
Tell her we said congratulations and
Yeah.
come meet us.
And glad.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, there you go.
That helped.
Site one, golf course rebate estimate.
So I got this late this afternoon from Jill. The end date concerned me because I think the end date was October 31st to get the rebates. So I wanted to get this on this meeting because it would be too late for the next. So if we purchase chemicals for next golf season, we lock them in now, order them, we don't have to pay for them until next year. The total estimate for what they accounted for is $18,774.37. So I think Jill was just asking for permission to get the rebates for next year.
Yep, I motion we do that.
Okay, Becky made a motion to do that. Is there a second? I second that. Rick seconded, all in favor, all opposed, unanimous. Anybody got anything else?
I talked to the company that we're planning on ordering all chairs with a swimming pool. And, they said that we can go ahead and get them ordered if we get an agreement signed. They'll sign the agreement for Gina and they'll just keep them for us. They'll store them for us. But I did talk to a new guy today and I said I would like for the shipping to be forgiven. And he's gonna get back to me tomorrow. So.
Again, when I
Yeah,
go
thank
get
you.
a car,
So we'll see, I'm gonna wait and see.
now with the rest of the decorations, when's that gonna be?
He's gonna start the painting the 27th, And the rest of the decorations inside is not gonna be till after January 1st when we can,
Okay.
yeah, do all that.
If he's gonna start that early, I think he was gonna send me kind of a generic contract. Is it okay if we send it to you and then if they all are okay with it upon your approval, then John can sign it?
And again, this guy that we chose, or I chose, he painted the courthouse and he's painted houses up on Main Street too.
So
Is it
like,
something that they've already approved? Do we have a quote? Do we have a?
yeah, but it would be just a work agreement because he's doing the work before the budget.
Yeah.
It was budgeted.
He offered to go ahead and do the work and then be paid in January.
Yeah, what's his name?
Chase Painting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great, Chase, yeah.
I think if someone wanted to make a motion to approve contracting with Chase Painting
Okay.
pending legal review.
I make that motion to contract him.
Becky made a
Second
motion.
it.
Fred seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Unanimous. Jeff? You want anything?
We on the agenda tonight?
You, come and gone.
Come on up. Talk to
It's
us.
come and gone. I mean, Tom was here. We talked to Tom.
Want me to talk?
Well,
If you want to talk, do you need to talk?
Okay, well, as far as the pickleball courts go, we can go through the long story or the short story. The original, drawing of all this, when we started to do this, the bids came in and we were like $100,000 short on what we needed to have done. And so I guess between Judy and Triad, working on the courts, took out certain things so that we could go ahead and get started, because we had to get started because we had a grant that had to be used. And so we went ahead and started that, and we only did the things that we had money for. And so Shooty is, he has to check this all out, but he's basically done with everything. And we have some things that we still have to have done. We have money to do those, but I guess we have to go before the board to make sure that they're in agreement for us to go ahead and do that. So we've talked to a different fencing company, which is one of the things that we need to have done. And actually, they're about a third cheaper than the original company. So in order to use all 8 courts, we have to have fencing put up on 4 of them. We have 4 that we can use. We have 4 that we can't use until we get the fencing put up. So we have the money to do that. So if it is okay by the board to go ahead and do that, we can go ahead and talk to, it's Euler Fencing Company out of Centerville. Also, there are gates, 8 gates that go on those courts. That would also be included in that. We have money for that too. We didn't have any of that ahead of time. We also have money for seating and for shade and for a bulletin board, a big bulletin board that goes out front. So other than that, the only thing that was left is actually the lights. And we did the wiring for the lights, but we don't have the money for the lights. So that would take us all the way through everything up until, we would come up with the money for the lights. And the one good thing about our club is we've done absolutely nothing that we didn't have the money for. And we've always worked that way. So as money comes in, then what we try to do is come before the board and say, hey, we have money for this. Can we go ahead and do that? So we have enough money to finish up everything other than the lights. I think one of the other things that was brought up was a windscreen on 2 sides, which may help the people on both. Well, actually, one's a fire outside, which is no big deal. But as you're playing, when cars are going back and forth, it's kind of hard to focus on what's going on. And then there are a couple houses back on the alley, which I think they would appreciate. And once again, we get the money. As if we get money to do that, we will bring it before the board. It's been kind of difficult because every step that we make then has to come back to the board, and it's been hard to communicate back and forth. But just to let you know, we do have the money to do all that. What we need is permission from you to go ahead and complete the rest of what needs to be done on the courts.
Is that material the same specs as what should he put up?
That is what he is saying. So, he quoted what the fence was, the size of it and all that. And so I'm assuming, and actually he called me up, was it Thursday or Friday, and wanted to come down. The other thing, and actually, he's not given us a quote on this yet, but I'm pretty sure we have the money. We want to gate that off for the winter. So there's 2 openings to get into it. One, we talked about it, and we put an 8-foot pole and put like 5-foot section of fence. And that will square the front part off that's facing the pool, so we can put gates
On the pool side.
on the pool side. And then the other side, he was talking about either doing, it's a big area, it's a 12-foot area.
12 foot.
He said either he was gonna think about it doing a 1 or 2. He said if he did 1, he would have to replace one of the poles because of the weight.
Yeah.
And so what we would ask him to do is to give us a quote on that, because that's outside of the rest of the stuff that we've done. And that can be done at another meeting, but I do think we have the money. I don't think it's gonna be that expensive to do, and I do think we have money for that too. So I wouldn't bring that up to you at this time, because we're gonna have time. I even asked him, I said, when can you get around to this? And he said it wouldn't be till December. So, and that's even with the rest of the fencing, so it's somewhere down the line. So, kind of the longer it goes, the more money that we kind of take in. I don't know, we're hoping to use the courts a little bit this year, but we're getting at the end of the year. We may be able to use 4 of the courts. We won't be able to use all 8, but we would like to try to get out and, because I think once we get them going, I think people are gonna be more apt to donate and see what's going on, and we'll get more people in. But just to let you know, we have the money to do all that. We need your permission to do that. I don't know about the signs. Did the lawyer get to look at the signs?
Yeah, Andy suggested that a couple members of the council and club get together and talk things out about how
Okay.
we want to do things from here.
I'll just tell you, those were, all those ideas are taken off from other courts. I think the only question on any of those is, I think the last one said something about pickleball club has priority. The only reason we put that in there is if we have a tournament or something, then we would want to be able to reserve the courts, so that we could run a tournament. Otherwise, anybody could come in, and that'd make it very difficult.
How would you advertise that?
Well,
I mean, so other people know that this weekend you got
a lot
something
of times
going on.
they put it on the internet or whatever.
I mean, is that something they
word
can
about
put on
it.
the town page or?
Can you make out a schedule of what your tournaments are gonna be so that Gina can take and put it
Well,
on
we
there?
would. So like right now, we thought we would have one this year, but we talked about maybe having a Halloween one, but it would just be for the pickleball club, because we're just behind the 8 ball here.
Well, if we would just know when
Yeah.
when your tournaments will be
Right.
scheduled and the practices that you want, whatever, so that we know, so that Gina,
Yeah.
we can put it on the town board, so that way people can.
We've
Right.
got a process, right?
So I explained to Mr. Cooney too earlier that with the softball leagues and also the football youth league, that generally, if outside people have requests, we will have them clear first with the organization to make sure there's nothing scheduled.
Okay.
And then that request can come to council and they make the final approval if they're open.
Okay.
So generally, we would work together to make sure we know who's got it and what is
Right.
scheduled.
And then Andy said you want to the waivers and everything.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I think what the important thing to remember is that it is town property. So the town needs to be protected if you're having tournaments and stuff, and that involves an agreement with the town, you know, just like Gina said, for softball or football, and waivers signed by participants.
Yeah, you usually do that on tournaments, you know, you gotta have their signature, you know, you're not responsible or whatever. I will also tell you, I talked to Gina a bit about security cameras. I was over Batesville tonight talking to the YMCA. They have tons of cameras over there. They have 4 of them on the pickleball courts. They gave me the name of a different person, but it's motion activated, and I think theirs has like a 2-week backup or whatever. I don't know that we need all that, but I think it would be the best interest to look into cameras just for security. You know, you don't know what's gonna happen. It just, you know, if we went into something like that, if we had some kind of Wi-Fi or something, I'm pretty sure a pickleball club would be willing to buy the cameras or whatever. But you know, that's gonna be something, I guess, for the board to consider somewhere down the line.
How does our Wi-Fi work now, Gene?
So I suggested that once they decide what they would like, that we would probably have to get our IT contractor, Ramsey, involved to see what they would need to use our Wi-Fi. Cause I believe
Now, is
we had
that
that
the
same
fee that's
situation.
like the football team and that pay for out of pocket?
So they could use the Wi-Fi, the town's Wi-Fi, cause it's free, but it had to be hardwired in. So it would probably be the same situation. If council allows them to purchase the cameras, utilize town Wi-Fi, Ramsey would probably they'd probably have to pay Ramsey to install them.
I mean, the other thing that I think about is just like the pool and all that, the guys go down there and throw beer bottles or whatever, give them a throw. And they might do that on the courts or whatever, or bicycles, skateboarders, things like that. And if people know that there's cameras on, they're less likely to do something. We've had pickleball courts for 18 years over at the other place. We really haven't had any problems. We even put balls and paddles out for people to use. And every once in a while, you'll see the balls on the ground or the paddle. But I mean, it's gone pretty smooth. But I look for a lot of young kids to start playing after school. It's happened in every town. So and that's where you're gonna end up with more problems than anything else. You're not gonna have problems with old people. They don't have enough energy to do that, so kids do, but that's kind of where we are, so I guess we just need some direction as to whether we can go ahead and get boiler. He's given us a quote on that, but like I say, we do have the money for it. But
I think if you get it though, you need to bring it before us, before you give them an okay, sign a contract with them. You need to bring it to the council and let us see what they're putting up.
Okay, we do have his, his sheet on all that, so you can look at that. And that would be, and once again, that's finishing up the fence and the gates, primarily, because he hasn't given us a quote on the big gates.
What about the locks on them smaller ones? We had discussed them. Does that include the locks with them gates?
You mean on the individual ports?
Yeah.
You
Won't need them.
No, because you'll lock the whole thing up with the big gates.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be. We don't want anybody in there at all. For the most part, if we put big gates in, they're gonna have to. It's gonna be an effort for them to get in there. So.
I'd like for Rick to work with you guys to set up a meeting, and Rick and another council member talk with you, and we'll get some things together.
Okay.
on processes, that sort of thing.
I'm trying to get something set up for a walkthrough right now. Maybe as soon as Wednesday morning.
Okay.
If you're around.
Yeah, give me a call. Yeah, I'll be around.
So do you want me to put this on next agenda to look at the specs that he has for the fencing before you approve it?
There would, I mean, we would need to do some type of right of entry and hold harmless if they're gonna, are you guys incorporated? Like, is there an actual LLC or
And
nonprofit?
it
or-
goes through the trail, the,
Where's
Whitewater.
Trail?
Whitewater?
uh,
Whitewater?
Whitewater Canal Trail?
yeah. That's, they're the ones that they're allowing us to go through them. Well, the foundation too, I don't, how the separation, I guess the foundation is holding the money and then the LLC or whatever's through the, trail. Not sure.
Yeah, because essentially what the town would be doing is saying, yep, we'll let you go onto our property and do these improvements. We're fine with them. You're gonna pay for them, but then you're assuming the risk too. And it can't, even if like the money went from you guys to the town so that the town could do the work, now then the town has to do, it's a public works project and we have to do, bidding process and all that stuff. So it's certainly a quicker and simpler process to have the pickleball club through some entity be the one that is given permission to do the work and pay for the work, but then
Assume all the risk.
the liability too, the risk. And so those are the types of conversations that need to happen.
Take this until we
Yeah,
have.
I'd like for you to get a meeting
Yeah.
together before we do anything.
I think that's, let's hammer out these little details.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
We need make a
Yeah.
motion to table that or not on that?
I mean, it wasn't even officially on the agenda.
Cause I'll make a motion that we table that
Right.
at the next meeting.
Motion to table that,
Second.
all in favor, it's unanimous. Ted, do you have anything?
Just work him up.
Did you get a chance to look at the water rate study yet?
I haven't. I pulled it up in my phone. I've got to go back. Pull it up there or something.
I don't do anything on my, I can't read anything.
It was after work. Pulled it up.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Nope. I motion we close the meeting.
Thank you, good motion. Fred second, all in favor, all opposed.
Yeah. The guy that covers for me on Mondays